Tēnā no koutou. Anei te tuarua. Ko Ethan tēnei. Rāua ko Haki. Aurau ki te roingiriri. Hello again, everyone. This is part 2 of the Guide Dog Gear Tour. Part 1 was all about feeding, grooming and health. In this video, we'll go over all the cool stuff. So, a rule of thumb, well not a thumb, but a rule, I would say, to anyone sighted or blind. I don't know why I have to say it, but I'll say it anyway. When you see a service dog, whether you know there's a service dog around, if they're working, do not pet them. I've had way too many people in certain settings walk up to my dog in harness and start petting him. And I have to be like, excuse me, please don't pet my dog. So that's always a rule I like to make sure that everybody knows is, if you see a service dog, do not pet them. Alright, enough seriousness. On to our gear. So the first piece of equipment, the lead. This is your run-of-the-mill guide dog, working dog, service dog lead. Whoa! Hey Haki. So there are 2 little rings, so the lead comes in one piece, but there are rings. This is the top ring. You see that? And then there's the bottom one. Yeah, there's the bottom ring. So this carabiner here, it can either clip into the top ring, just for like toileting the dog, or when the dog's out of harness, I could have him on this long lead and walk around the gym and things like that. And then when it's time for harness work, take it off, put my hand down, and then find the bottom ring and clip it onto this. So this is working. So this gives me more control of the dog, and it also tells him, okay, I'm about to work. Now how I hold the lead is in my left hand, my non-dominant. So I normally put my middle finger in and just hold him like that. But if I want a little bit more control, put my index finger in there and hold like that. But if I want extra control, say there's so many dogs around that Jack gets really, really distracted, I can put 4, even sometimes it's like, or 3 fingers, sometimes even 4 fingers in. So I've got that extra control. For when he's pulling, I can pull him back. But most of the time, it's either middle and index, or if he's doing extremely well, or if it's a quiet environment, just my middle finger. Now I should give you a demo. Haki! Come! Where is he? Haki boy! So I'm going to clip the lead onto his collar. So this is his collar, which has his medallions, which has guide dog and civil defence, and then a council tag, and also an Apple ear tag for if he does a runner. Then I've got the ring that I clip the lead on. There you go. Now if I tell him to stand, he'll instantly come because he thinks he's going to work. Haki, up stand. And straight away he comes over and heels because he thinks he's going to work. So that's the lead. Good boy, go free. This is the next thing I'm going to show you is Jack's favourite bit. He already knows. This is a fanny pack, but it's full of treats, which is why he's acting like a really good boy. Hey, you're a really good boy, you want a treat. and I just find the little clip, undo it, and then swing around my waist, and I wear it like that. On the front here is a little cloth. He's a slobber dog, aren't ya? So when he slobbers all over my leg or my hand, I can just wipe it off and then wipe my hand with the cloth, as well as hand sanitizer. In here, I got a few spare poop bags. Yeah, there's the treat bag. This is his rain jacket / certification vest. Shout out Blind Low Vision New Zealand, by the way. So he wears this as a raincoat for light to moderate rains, but also it's got a big logo of the Guide Dog Centre. So that means if we go to a restaurant or somewhere where no one knows us, if he has this on, they know, the restaurant people know or whatever, he is a certified working dog. So that means they have a little bit less reason to kick us out. So all it is a long strap, and then, where's it? The short strap, so I just clip it under his tummy. Same kind of clipping system. Click, click. This one, nothing servicey about this. This is a normal dog's winter jacket. You can get this for your pet dog at home. So this is big, it's heavier, and it's fluffy inside. So I put this on him when it's cold, foggy, stormy, snowy. So it's a bit more complicated, I think, because I have to try and feel where the other, so it's a Velcro, it's all Velcro. So unlike the service jacket where you just click it in, the Velcro goes around the dog's tummy, but it comes back around here, and I don't know how tight it's going to be, so this could easily fall off if I don't know it's tight enough. Just clip onto the Velcro, and then, yeah. Alright, second to last. Everybody finds these very cute. Little dog boots. So these little things are for summer. I use them for summer. Most people use these for summer. So why we use these is because in summer, the ground gets hot. A guide dog or working dog is constantly working. So that means they're constantly walking on hot ground. So these, A, protect the dog's paws from the hot ground. B, protects them from rough terrain in the summer on hot ground. Or C, if you live in a rough part of the country or the world. I've got a friend who has these, and he uses them for when him and his guide dog walk around the bus station where there's beer bottles and other naughty stuff that people like to indulge in. That's all I'll say. So to keep the dogs literally safe, my friend uses his dog boots to protect his dog's feet from getting cut. Okay. That is mostly everything. But there is one more thing. Now, again, here's a question. When you see a guide dog, what do you see? A harness, a jacket. You've seen the jacket. So, last, I'll save the best for last. It is, dun dun dun, the harness. This is a 2-piece. So this is the body piece, which goes around the dog's head and neck. And then just like the jacket, well, it's more tough. It's like a long belt. And then it clips around the dog's tummy like this. And with this on, Jack knows that he's working. Now, the reason I say it's 2-piece, because in here, probably can't see it, there's these little buttons on both sides. You can do this. So say I was on like a really busy bus or a really small, compact, cramped area. If I want him to dive under a table, I can take this handle off and he'll just stay in the body piece. So he's still working, but he can get under chairs and things more easily. So you've got the bars or arms or slats, whatever you want to call them, and they go up with these rivets with emblem. Some guide dog schools I've heard of have this emblem. So if it's New Zealand, it's Blind Low Vision Guide Dogs New Zealand. I've heard of the Seeing Eye, Guide Dogs for the Blind, and they have a similar harness to this, I believe. So yes, this is probably the thing that most people see. Let's clip it back together. Let's clip it together nicely. Alright, the last thing I'll do is give you a demo on how I harness Jack. So, put my treat pack on. So he thinks he's about to go to work. So how I do it is I get a treat ready. So I've got the lead in my hand on the working mode. Touch. Comes with the treat. I know where he is. So I'll put the lead on. Heel. We'll come over to my left thigh. I'll grab the harness, lead between my legs. There's a number of ways you can do this. Sometimes I like to do it where the dog just walks through the harness and puts it on himself. But for this video, just to save the embarrassment, I'll just do it the easier way. Hold the long belt in my hand like this, in my thumb, and then I put the harness, the body piece on the back. Then I feel down, down, down to his head. Then lift his neck, harness on, pull the lead through, and then grab the belt and put it under, and there you go. Look at him, come. Look at this little boy. Look at Jackie. So he's working now. And come. And I hold him like this. Right, come on. Good boy. So yeah, this is all of Jack's fun gear. Nō reira. Thanks for watching. Mā te wā.